Hi, my name's Dale Stenberg. I'm making this short video by way of introduction to talk about a ministry that myself and several other brothers have been working on for the last several months. Drew Mary, my brother Josh Stenberg, and I have spent the last several months trying to establish and develop an online ministry called According to Christ. We have a website. You can go visit us. It's accordingtochrist.com. You can learn a little bit more about us. You can read some of our writings, which are a mixed bag of exegetical reflections, and we also take some time to build out some theological concepts that we are convicted of. However, the primary focus or the primary medium of this ministry is going to be found through our podcast, which is the According to Christ podcast. You can find us on iTunes and Stitcher. And the focus of the podcast is to edify the church and to glorify God through Christ-centered and exegetical teachings from a Reformed perspective. What do we mean by that? Well, we are convinced that the Bible, along with human history, is telling one story. It's the story about a redemption of a particular people by the second person of the Trinity, Jesus Christ, to the glory of God. Therefore, all the Bible testifies to this story. So the Bible, when we go to the Bible and we search the Bible and we study the Bible, must be approached from an exegetical perspective. That means that we use the Scriptures to interpret the Scriptures, and we piece together what those various topics, what those various teachings mean in relation to the larger narrative of redemption in Christ. And we approach this all from a Reformed perspective. That means the central or controlling dogma is the way that God has revealed himself. We begin with how God has revealed himself. What is God? And we work backwards from there through an exegetical, Christ-centered perspective. Now, I said that we do this to edify the church, and we believe that in the 21st century, it is very important for the church to have an intellectually deep and a very robust understanding of the Christian doctrine. It's not merely enough to know the basic categories or the fundamentals of Christianity, but to know them well and to think about them carefully. That's what we're trying to do, and that's what we mean when we talk about edifying the church. We mean, in the sense of Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1, that we are trying to inculcate a faith that is of confident assurance. Too often, in my experience growing up in evangelical circles, Christianity has been defined by and articulated by certain cliches. And instead of just regurgitating these cliches that really don't carry any substance, we're interested in mining the Scriptures, organizing the Scriptures, understanding, talking about the Scriptures, and challenging each other and ourselves to come to a deep, robust understanding of what they teach. So that's our aim, and we know that when we pursue this goal, we're going to bring God all the glory. God receives glory when God is better known. And so that's the project of According to Christ. It's to edify the church and glorify God through exegetical and Christ-centered teachings from a Reformed perspective. If that sounds like something that may be of interest to you, I would encourage you to visit the site. You can also find us on Facebook by searching According to Christ. We also have a Twitter handle, which is @KataChriston, KATACHRISTON. And we also like to interact with some of our followers. So if you ever have a question, a theological question, that you've not really resolved in a substantial way or a satisfactory way, you can email us, and we promise to at least attempt to shed some clarity on that. Our email address is accordingtochristteam@gmail.com. I pray that the Lord uses this ministry for the purposes in which it's intended, which is to bring glory to his name and build up his people in the knowledge of who he is in Jesus Christ. I hope to see you all there, and thank you so much for listening.